record it in case if there's some important thing. So this is your November 2022 paper 2. Okay, you have 2 hours for this. There's an insert for this available. I can refer to this if you want. Okay. A programmer is developing an algorithm to solve a problem. Part of the algorithm would be appropriate to implement as subroutine. We talked about functions. We talked about subroutine. I think so. You remember. And in Java, I also gave you the example of function as well. Yes, I did. State 2 reasons why programmers may decide to use subroutine. Okay. Well, obviously, there are lots of advantages of using a subroutine or a function. You remember when we made a function, one of the biggest advantage of using the function was that um, uh, a part of the, I'm typing for what's happening. Part of the program, a part of the program or the program can be executed again and again, yes or no. So it can be recalled. Okay. You can also make say, in other words, you could say is it can be reused again. Okay, that's another way you can explain it. Okay. Why would I do it? Well, again, it would help to reduce the complexity of the program. Just forget about my spelling in case if there is one. Okay. Right. Are you sure you're with me? Okay. Obviously, these are the 2 advantages. They can obviously have. It can be also used for testing, debugging as well. So whenever you have to do testing, is a lot more easier with the help of functions, obviously. You get my point, Brian? Right?
Yes.
Okay. A procedure header is shown in the pseudocode. That's how we make the procedure. My proc is the name of the procedure, and in the bracket you have the parameters. And whenever we have defined a pseudocode, this is the way we do it. We define the variable and we define the data type. We define the variable and we define the data type. The data type has to be in capital. The variable has to be in small. There has to be in colon. This is the principle, the way we do write a pseudocode. Obviously, you should know this. The question is that give the correct term for identifiers count and message and explain their use. So, hello again. So, I just named it as it's actually a parameter. So I just mentioned it where they are known as parameters. So within a function, you can have multiple parameters. They could be called for different things. Okay. When you study classes with me for P4, you'll get an idea of what parameters actually are and the advantage. Why do we need use? Okay. They are actually used for multiple things. They are used to pass arguments or values, okay, to the function. Why is it to the function that has been created, right? That's why we use it in simple words. 2 marks, it's enough for you to do it. If there was more marks, you could probably elaborate it more. Is it fine? Yeah, I would like to discuss. Right. In the algorithm part A, okay, is a part of a program that will be sold to the public. All software errors that were identified during in-house testing have been corrected. Identify and describe the additional test stage that may be carried out before the program is sold to the public. Testing stage. Okay, we discussed it before
Yes.
sold to the public. Beta testing, remember? Sorry, I said it.
Yes.
Okay, beta testing. Okay, and how do we describe beta testing? So we could say is the program is provided to limited amount of users to get their feedback in order to improve the discrepancies within the software or the program or the code, whatever you want to write. Okay, obviously, I'll just correct the spelling. You get my point? Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay, with the program, what else? That's enough. Yes, that's enough. 2 marks. Part of the identifier table shows, okay, the following variable data type, example, a flag day is a date, character list is a string, count is an integer. Fine. Complete the table by evaluating each expression using the example. Okay. So we have over here is mid. Do I need to open up? I don't think so. I have to because I'm pretty sure you remember it. So I have mid. Remember, because you've done ICT, it's easier for you. Mid was exactly the way we were using in Excel. So remember the way mid is used. Character list basically is A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so here what I have is A, B, C, D, E. Okay, comma, month flag day. So from month flag day, what do I get? Okay, I'm going to get a month out of this. So if I get the month out of this, I'm going to get is 4. Yes or no? Agree with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And one means you need to extract one character. So it means is A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll land up at 4 and I will extract one character which evaluates to D. Yes or no?
Yes, I understand.
Very good.
Can you just explain what mid does exactly?
Yeah. So what mid does is it's just like the way we do it in Excel. Uh, in fact, I really appreciate if there's even a slightest confusion, always let me know. For example, if I write over here is P, K, U, P, something like that. Okay. And if I want to extract is UP, I will write is equals to mid, right? And I'll give the reference to this. Same thing. So if I want to extract UP, PKU, U is 3, and comma 2 means I need to extract next 2 characters, I get UP. Instead of 2, if I write 1, it means it will extract 1 character. Yes or no? So go to the third one and extract only that third one. Yes or no? Okay, and then this is exactly
Yeah.
the same way we are actually dealing over here. Same way. Get my point? Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have is integer count. Okay, integer. Now let me just rub this off. This nuisance. Right. So I have is integer for the count. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I'm sorry. The entire thing. So count basically is 29 divided by the length of the character list. So the length of the character list is actually how much? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6.
6. So 29 divided by 6 is
I think it will be in around 4.9.
yeah, and when if we convert into integer, it will be 4.
Yeah, integer.
Do you remember the property of integer?
Yes, there won't be any decimals.
Yeah, but the most important thing about integer is that if I have over here is 3.45, and if I have is equals to int, and if I refer to this, it will make it 3. And even if this is 3.99, it will still make it 3. Yes or no?
It rounds down.
Don't forget this. It will always round down.
Yes.
Okay, right? So mistaken, we can't write 5. Okay. This is where round comes in. You know what this round does? If I use is equals to round, okay, and if I click on this, and if I say comma 0, so this does 4. And if I change this into 3, 4, it makes it 3. Round is intelligent. It knows where I have to round it down or round it up. INT forcefully rounds it down. Okay. Right. Okay. Then we have is count is greater than 29. Count is greater than equal to statement is true. So true and day flag. So the day of the flag is greater than, so the day is 23. Okay. So the day is 23. So 23 is greater than 23, this is false. So true and false will be what? True
False.
will be false. Very good. It will be false. Yes. Okay. Right. An algorithm will okay, no, I haven't discussed TXT files with you. Hmm. I'll discuss it very soon. I'll jump on the next question because we haven't discussed TXT files yet. Just reminded me of that. We'll inshallah do it, okay? Because there will be no advantage if I discuss with you. Again, no. I'll jump to the next question because yeah, I'll directly come here. अब इसको देखो. So if you look at this, explain the following state transition diagram. We discussed it the other day. Start, input, output, and so you have S1, S2 states. Fine, you can have a look. ठीक हो गया? Right. Complete the table to show the input, output, and next states. Input. ठीक है? Next state is S1. ठीक है? S1's, then we have input A. So input is, output is, output.
S2 or
No,
output X. Output
output
X.
X, exactly. Output X, okay, right? I'll just write O, output X, okay? You have wrote output. And then we have the next input. The next input will be
S2.
S2, very good. And then we have is what? We have is in the next state is coming input A. Same yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, right. Input A, fine. And input A, does it have a does it have an output?
No.
No, very good. So we can just write or is no. Okay, or there's no output. This has been given as two, right? Then we have, after that, we have is input. The input of this will be input B. Yes, you're right.
Input B.
Input B's output is a W. They have mentioned this. And the next state is obviously is S3.
S3.
Yes. And then we obviously have is S3.
Input A.
Input A. Yes, exactly. And then we have is output W. Fine. And then we have is S4. Agree with me? Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Any confusion?
No.
Very good. Okay. Oh, we didn't discuss stacks. Maybe you can discuss this. A stack is used in a program to store string data which needs to be accessed in several modules. A stack is an example of ADT. Identify any other example of ADT and describe its features. I haven't discussed with you, but maybe you have an idea. Queue.
Yes, somewhat.
Yeah, we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it. Okay. Queues basically work on the FIFO rule. Okay, if there's a pointer to the front, a pointer to the back. Okay, we'll discuss this again. We have full discussion. Explain how the stack can be implemented using an array. We can use a linked list. Again, I'll discuss this with you. Oh, all this is discussed. I'm pretty sure you can do this. It's easy, but let me directly come here. So look at the following flow chart. Start, user ID. Okay. In fact, what I will do is, oh, okay, you can see. So input, set average, get average. Okay. So over here, I have a function being called set total to variables defined. Okay. Is an index greater than 7? If it's yes, set last to same month. Okay. Is average greater than last? Okay. Then add this total, otherwise last to total. And this keeps on repeating. Otherwise, no, then we have to call the function update, in which we have two parameters. We have to obviously write is the equivalent pseudocode for this. Yes. So how are your flowcharts?
It's okay. I can manage.
Mm-hmm. So how do you think so we'll write it down?
Yes,
Yes, so okay,
couldn't hear it.
1 second. I'll just you also 1 second, 1 second. Where is this one? Yeah. So we can simply say over here is uh input. First of all, we will have is the user ID. Yes or no?
Yes,
After input, we are going to have is average. No, how is my this arrow is not working? That's strange. Anyway, I'll use the keyboard. Will be equal to the procedure get average, in which I'll have is the I don't know what's wrong with it. User ID. Once you get the user ID, okay, obviously we have to set the total, and the total will again be 0, right? And index to 4. So actually set index to 4, which means actually is set index to 4. So set index to 4 is index less than 7. So we will say is uh, if we talk about Python, we can simply write it for index should be from 4 to 6 because it's less than 7. Yes or no? If it was equal to, it will be till 7.
yes,
Get my point? Okay. Then
yeah.
after this,
We can
obviously,
also add while index is less than 7, right?
yes, we can also do that. Yes, same. Then I'll say is last. Okay, for this, if this is for, then we'll simply say is last is equals to, if the statement is true, same month. I'll just save my time. Then we can simply have is if this is in, then we have the average coming in. This is an if statement is, so we have to write over here if average is greater than simply last, as you can see over there. If this is, then what? If this statement is true, then do what? Uh, we'll simply write total. Oh, average else total to last. That to last. Okay. And we are done with and if. And This question has actually came, I believe, third time in the past 10 years. Same one. And then once we're done, we actually have to do this. We have to call this. So we'll simply say call update. And there are two parameters inside this. And the two parameters inside this are your user ID, comma, and your total, right? So this is the most easiest way to write this. Agree with me? Yeah. Any confusion in this?
Yes, I just had one ask question. Do we have to use call
Yeah,
for when we are calling function or procedure in pseudocode as well?
not compulsion. It's fine if you don't do it. Even if you do this, they will not cut your marks. Okay. But
Okay.
if you write, it's better. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Then with this, give the name of the iterative construct over here. So this was our precondition loop because our condition is coming before. So we have a precondition loop over here. Yes or no? Precondition,
Yes.
right? Whatever. Fine. Okay, where we are. Okay. Amend the code. This will take more time to write. Let me just look at more questions. This is base. Critical anyway. So if we look at this one, this is also not very complicated. I gave it to in the final exam. I think so I'll give this one. Examine the following code. I think so. You might have done this. We just the programmer wants to rewrite the pseudocode as four separate if then else statement, each containing a single call statement. This involves writing a single simplified logic expression as the condition each statement. Amend the pseudocode in the four separate. So okay. Let me just do it over here because so for the first one we will do is that if A is equals to true, then if B is equals to true, then if C is equals to true. So we have is A and B and C. If both are true, then call this up. Okay, right? So what I'm saying is if A and B and C, then we can simply, oh, I just indented too much. Sorry. B, then call our SUB1, right? I'm not putting brackets because obviously fine. Oh, right. And we can simply have is, and if that's the first one, then we have, are you with me? Grant, you're with me, man?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I'm
Okay. And then we have it, how sub two will be called, else. So if this, okay, which means is that if I have to use the bracket, bad. So if A and B, okay, if this, then this, else. And not C, then we will have is call sub 2. Did you get this part?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Can you explain me why?
Yes. This is the if C is equal to true, then
Uh-huh.
we are using that if loop selection, and
Exactly.
it ends at call sub 2, and it
Mhm.
means that it is an since it is an else statement, So A and B would be true, but C would be false.
Exactly. Absolutely correct. And then we have is obviously then we come to the next one. Then we're saying is uh, if okay, this done, this done. Yes or no, right? Then we
Yep.
have is if B. If B is equal to true, then if C is equal to true, then call this. Right. So this would be oh, if same thing. If not A, if there's another way you can think of, you can tell me. If not A and if not A, yes, we can also do this way. If not A and not C, then we can call if both are not, then we can simply
Then sub 3.
sub 3 exactly. Sub 3.
Just one question. Why didn't we use B as well as true? We
Huh?
didn't mention B in the third one.
In the
I'm just asking why didn't we use B in the third one?
in
If
the third in
B
the
is
third
equal to
one,
true, why didn't we use
no,
that?
because in the third one we have B is equal to true. Hold on one second.